Art on Demand is a production of the Cultural Arts Alliance of Walton County, brought to you with support from Alys Beach, 30A.com, and Florida Department of State, Division of Cultural Affairs. While these events are provided at no cost to you, we do ask that you donate what you can by visiting our website, culturalartsalliance.com, in order to help the CAA continue to foster creativity, employ artists, and bring you entertainment, education, and engagement through Art on Demand. We hope you love this virtual event.
Welcome to another episode of Art on Demand with the Cultural Arts Alliance of Walton County. My name is Nathanael Fisher.
And I'm Anna Fisher.
And we are the Producing Artistic Director and the Associate Artistic and Education Director of Emerald Coast Theater Company.
So we're here at Emerald Coast Theater Company. Behind the scenes, you're getting a sneak peek into our the back of our theater and what it looks like in the costume wardrobe department. I actually was born and raised in Destin, Florida. From here, I lived here up until I went to college in Birmingham at Samford University. Got my undergrad degree in English Lit, so I've always loved stories. And so it just seemed like the next logical step was to pursue theater and bring the stories to life. And so that's how I ended up pursuing my master's in theater. And that's also where I met Nathanael.
I started in theater in high school, and then I got my BA from Palm Beach Atlantic University. And then I worked in professional theater for a while, mostly in Florida, some throughout the Southeast, and then ended up at Regent University and got my MFA in acting before moving. During that time I did meet Anna, and I first came to this area in 2001. So Anna has her master's in theater studies, and I have my master's of fine arts in acting.
Yeah.
At the end of that time period, we were trying to decide what to do next. I had my CV out there to teach college somewhere, or we weren't sure what was going to happen next. So Anna's father invited us to come live with them right over here on Goldsby.
Sarah's Beach.
And so we moved home, and I just started seeing what cultural opportunities were here, and we noticed that there was no opportunities for elementary or middle school kids to get involved in theater here in Walton County. And through talking with different arts leaders, it just became clear that there was why look for somewhere else when there was a need right here for performing arts, for theater. And that's basically the launch of Emerald Coast Theater Company.
We started with 10 kids, and we held our first little drama class at Destin Elementary with 10 kids. And it was a lot of fun, and we've just grown it from there. We now have hundreds of kids, which is amazing. We love them all, and it's been fun watching the children of South Walton grow up with us and just come here and thrive. So we often are asked, you're married and you work together, and what is that like? We enjoy working together. We work very well together. I think one of the biggest pieces of advice I can ever give anyone who works with their spouse is that you have to figure out what your lane is, and you have to stay in your lane. It's really true. I know that's a cliche, but it's really true. You have to figure out what your strengths are, and you do your strengths, and your person does their strengths. And sometimes we help each other out, but most of the time I'm doing what I do and he's doing what he does, and he asks my advice on things and I ask his advice on things. But we don't sit around telling each other what to do all day. I think that's the key.
Yeah. We collaborate very well together.
Yeah.
Anna handles a lot of the costuming and things like that. And early on in the company, we were doing a Theater for Young Audiences show, and she was busy because Zoe was a baby and had just been born. And so I tried to costume these people. It was clear that I need to stay in my lane. Yeah. And so she came in and fixed things. And Anna's very much an idea person. Ideas just come and come and come, and I'm kind of a dreamer and a doer. So as we collaborate together, it's really fun to have all these ideas, but then shake them down into what ideas are the ones that we should pursue.
Yeah.
And now we have a great team that we work with too that help with that collaboration.
We have an awesome staff.
I feel like as ECTC has grown, it's always been like we've been catching up to the growth. And so what's been fun to see is different independent contractors or teaching artists coming and working with us. And obviously we have actors coming in and things like that. But it's just been great. We went from nobody full-time, everyone was basically an independent contractor, to finally the company grew where I can be full-time. Eventually Anna was able to come on part-time and then full-time. And now we're up to 5 full-time people.
It's amazing.
So,
5 really quality, amazing full-time people.
And all of them are passionate about what they do and how they serve our community. We have a designer, technical director that hops on stage every now and then and performs because that's part of her creative being. And we've got a production manager that's also a teaching artist and just so passionate about our middle school kids and seeing them live their best life on stage. We've got another teaching artist that is just so passionate about the littles, all the way up to the elementary school program. And so having a 5-person full-time staff is really, it's amazing. We have 3 major programs here at Emerald Coast Theater Company. We have our professional series, and that's professional shows that we bring in actors from out of town. We use local artists when we can, local actors when we can, but we bring in talent and we put on shows for families or adults, and those are usually part of our main stage series.
We also have an educational component to our programs, and that is children who can come, children ages kindergarten up through high school, all the way to high school. They come, they take part in classes after school or on the weekend on Saturdays. And so the culmination of their hard work after about 14-15 weeks is they put on a really great big musical for all their friends and family, and it's pretty awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Kids.
We also have a summer camp program where kids can get involved. And the other program we have is our Theater for Young Audiences shows. And these are great. These are professional adult actors putting on shows intended to educate and entertain children. And so school groups come on field trips to these shows. These shows are done on the weekend, so grandpa and grandma can bring the kids, or mom and dad make it a family day out here in South Walton. The Cultural Arts Alliance of Walton County has been a just incredibly supportive partner to us since the very beginning. And over the last several years, they've been huge sponsors for our Theater for Young Audiences program. So their support is helping us reach our community and the children of our community. One of the other ways that we've been supported by the CAA was even when we first moved here to Grand Boulevard, they gave us a grant that helped us buy lights and curtains and some of the goods so that we could produce good art here. And so their partnership and support of us it's still living as these curtains that are hanging right over there.
As I mentioned before, I grew up in Destin. My whole life growing up in that tiny little town, I loved the beach, I loved where I grew up, but I always was yearning for the color and the passion and the cultural offerings that I saw in books and that I saw on TV, but I never saw around me. And I so wanted to go to museums and see artwork and see live theater and go to concerts and all these things that we just didn't really have in Destin growing up. And so just to know the impact that the CAA brings on our community on South Walton, the impact that we're bringing, is such a passion of mine to bring the arts to my hometown and to all of our community, the children through adults, and just feeding everyone's soul with with what we need. So there's a lot of ways to get involved with Emerald Coast Theater Company. We love our volunteers. They help us with everything from working at the bar during our shows to helping us work backstage on props, costumes, and set. We also have some really incredible sponsors in the community who support us as a nonprofit.
We love our community, and again, as a nonprofit professional theater, sometimes people ask us whether we're community or professional, and we are professional theater. And what that means is that the artists that come work for us are paid. We're passionate about making sure that we're supporting the arts by financially investing in the artists that come work with us. The CAA supports us with the Theater for Young Audiences program, and that all of our programs are special to me, but that one's kind of extra special. And part of it's because if you can remember the first time you ever saw theater. I know I remember. I remember that first production I saw. In Defuniak Springs, I had a principal, we went up there for a tour. We took Midsummer Night's Dream, again sponsored by the Cultural Arts Alliance, and this principal told me that this child came up to them and said, you know, I've never even been to a theater, so I don't even know what to expect. And she told me that many of her children at her school haven't even been to a movie theater, and yet then here they are sitting on the floor of their gymnasium watching these actors bring a story to life. And it's so inspirational, because if that child, no matter what situation they're in, if they can be inspired to change their world, to change their atmosphere through storytelling, then the world is their oyster.
We really get to come to work and do what we love every single day, and that's very rewarding.
It is.
So it's not just a job. It's our lives. We've invested our entire lives into this.
You can find out all about our programming at emeraldcoasttheater.org. We have a page that's dedicated to all of our professional shows, our second stage shows that includes a wonderful cabaret series and listening lounge. It'll also have information about school field trips, as well as our Theater for Young Audiences programming. And then for the kids, look for the Education tab, where you can find out what's happening, what camp or class or production we're working on, and how to register.
So coming up, we're going to hear from Preston Smith. He's one of our students in our educational program. He's here with his mom, Chelsea, and you're going to get to hear about his experience here at Emerald Coast Theater Company.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Smith. This is my son, Preston Smith. For the longest time, we were trying to find Preston's niche, you know, what he really liked to do. What could we find that would make him passionate? He tried basketball, he tried soccer, and you know, he just really never was interested in going. We wanted him to find his thing, so I was researching back in 2017 for summer camps, and I found Emerald Coast Theater Company, and I put him in 2 different shows. At first he was a little hesitant, but like he said, as it went on, he grew more and more, and I've just seen the biggest change in him. He's better socializing, he learns social cues, but just interacting with other kids, coming home and getting those big parts, even the small parts, it gives him a purpose, and he comes home so excited and confident, and everybody here is so uplifting and supportive of him, and that we're really grateful for.
I have been working for almost 4 years with Emerald Coast Theater Company. I've acted in 7 plays. My first one was Robin Hood. My first ever role in Emerald Coast Theater Company was the Archer, I forgot the number, I think it was Archer number 4, I believe.
Thanks for joining us for another Art on Demand episode here at Emerald Coast Theater Company. If you like this content and you want to see more of this happen, please go to culturalartsalliance.com and click on the donate button.
You can find us at emeraldcoasttheater.org, follow our Facebook page or Instagram. You can also sign up for our e-newsletter at our website. And yes, special thank you to the Cultural Arts Alliance of Walton County for not only sponsoring us, but allowing us to be a part of Art on Demand. Please donate.
Thank you for experiencing this episode of Art on Demand, presented by the Cultural Arts Alliance of Walton County, with support from Alys Beach, 30A.com, and Florida Department of State, Division of Cultural Affairs. We hope you explored your creativity and learned something new today. As the creative core of Walton County, the Cultural Arts Alliance of Walton County offers support, connection, and access opportunities for all forms of art, every variety of maker, all levels of learners, and especially art lovers. Through performance, funding, and educational programs, the 501c3 organization directly connects the people of Walton County with the broader view, the critical exploration, and the answers only the arts have the power to provide. If you loved this episode, please visit culturalartsalliance.com and click the donate button to give what you can to help the CAA continue to bring you art on demand. And stay tuned for our next virtual event coming soon.